Hello, beautiful beings. Hello, hello, hello. You have entered the world of intuitive animal communication, a place where we will explore, listen, learn, and practice. Ah, yes, practice two-way intuitive animal communication. If you are coming in now to this live, please say hi in the comments. Let me know where you are listening from and let me know an animal that you love. What is the species that you love? Perhaps it is close to home, this species. My beloved dog Grace is supporting me right here, and so is Texas, who is co-hosting this very first live of weekly lives. Who is the animal that you most adore? Do pop it into that chat and let me know. We have Gemma here. Trish loves Benjamin Cat. Let me know who you love, where you're listening from as you come in. So if we have never met, let me introduce myself. My name is Pea Horsley. I'm the UK's animal communicator. I have been working in this field for 18 years and it is such an honor. I feel really, really blessed that animal communication found me. I do have a whole story about that. I'm not going to go into that during this particular live session with you, but I'm sure it will come out at some point just naturally. I've also got books, courses, a TEDx talk on YouTube, plus lots more. So if you're interested in me and my work, just go to animalthoughts.com and you can find out more about me. Oh, lovely. So we have Andrea from Daventry, Laurel from Toronto, Canada, and you're letting me know all of your beautiful animals that are with you too. Cape Town, Colombia, Northern Spain. Hello, hello, hello. We also have people joining us on the Instagram as well as Facebook. So let me just introduce to you the concept of these Animal Thoughts lives, because this is something new. I've not done this before. I have done live sessions before during the lockdown period. We did the global transformations where a different species came forward every week, and that was live for 8 weeks. And that was amazing. There were 8,000 viewers each week. It was one of those moments in time, wasn't it, where that pause that was gifted to us helped us to just take a moment to reassess and to grow deeper relationships with the animal kingdom. And before I started this live, I was talking with Texas, who has crossed over, transitioned, as I like to say. And I was like, just getting into the heart space, which we will all do together shortly. And talking about why, what is the why that I'm doing this? And I think, honestly, the why is always the same. It's because I have such a deep calling to have the animals be heard, for me to bridge in whatever way is possible a means for human beings to understand non-human beings in a much deeper, more profound, truer way, and for the animals to be seen, for the animals to be heard, for the animals to be respected, to be honored, to be valued, truly valued, not as a product, but for themselves, which is beautiful sentient beings. And if you are here and if you are joining me, I imagine that you feel very similar, that you share your lives with cats, dogs, horses, that you absolutely adore. I know there's lots of hearts coming on Instagram. You're feeling it. Because we know, right? We know that these animals are sentient and we know that they communicate and that they are intuitive and intelligent. And there's this incredible way where we can communicate with them. I never want to hear, but we'll never know what they're going to say because animals can't talk. Because they can talk, they just don't talk like humans talk. They communicate on a very sensitive, intuitive route that we are born with. We're born with this ability to communicate on that level too. And it just so happens that as we enter structures and systems, we're often told that no, that's not possible and it's dismissed, etc., etc. But I am here to say nonsense. Nonsense to that, because, you know, we are all able to communicate with animals. This is not a gift for a few people. We're born with this. It's absolutely innate. And over these weeks with you, I want to encourage your own ability to communicate with animals. I want you to enter into communication practice with me and for us to understand the animal kingdom, including your own, so much better. Texas is saying, okay, that's enough. Move on now. Okay, I've got it. He's very direct. So these will be weekly lives taking us up to Christmas. So there'll be 26. So I hope that you will join me for every single one of them. The format is going to be intuitively guided. It can include any of these. Teaching on animal communication. I communicate with your animal for you. Wisdom from a wise council of animals helping humanity, which is just one of the biggest joys and pleasures of my life. I will be answering your questions to help you, to support you, to guide you, to encourage you, to inspire you. There will be sacred ceremony, there will be meditation, and there will be communication practice. So, hi to everybody coming in. Andrea, hello, hello. Lucinda, Judith from Italy, Davia from Oklahoma, Bettina from Denmark. And who have we got over here? Fiona, Supreme Mouser joined. Miss Melissa Graham, Christina, Holly, Shaka. I've been waiting to learn animal communication, especially with wild animals. Great, you're in the right place. Mumbai, Black Moon from Mumbai, Rach from Switzerland, Sun Angel Wellness from Syracuse with horses and golden retriever. Cape Town, Texas. Okay. You're from everywhere. I absolutely love it. We've got the south of France. Sarah, that is where my current beloved cat, Frankie, who's currently in her bed upstairs, Texas's bed, but her bed now, is from the south of France. She's very French. So basically, this is going to be a weekly celebration of all things intuitive animal communication. A little disclaimer for you, though. I can't diagnose, but I can tell you what your animal is saying. If your animal is poorly or you're concerned about their health, please, please, please take them to see your trusted animal health practitioner. I can't track missing animals live. It's just too much. But what I can do is I can support you. I can offer practical steps. I can give you advice and also help you understand what the animals might be doing when they're not with you, to hopefully help you bring them home safely or guide them safely back to you. What else? Just to let you know, if you do have a deep concern for your animal, I do offer consultations one-to-one. You can find those on my website. But this is an opportunity for you to ask me questions. And I know so many of you, thank you, have written in. You have a lot of questions, which is brilliant. Not only is it a time to answer your questions, but it's also a time for us to spend sacred space with animals and for them to spend time with you. So, what I would like to do is to begin with a sacred ceremony. So, if you have not entered into sacred ceremony with animals before, you are in for a real treat. What happens sometimes is that the animals will start speaking, and I will then relay their communication to you as they give it to me. After the sacred ceremony, I'm going to be answering your questions. So I do invite you to put those into the comments and I will pick some out. I probably won't be able to get to all of them, but if I don't get to yours, don't worry. What about next week? We might get to it next week instead. And just to say again, if you've never heard of me, you know, or met me before, I believe that every single person was born with intuition, and we are connected with the animals all of the time, across time and space, because we're part of the animal kingdom, and that's what we forget. We are nature. My first experience of animal communication was when I adopted a dog called Morgan. This beautiful being. His arrival triggered in me an awareness that is honestly, it's so natural and it's normal to connect and to communicate and to commune with other species, with those that we love. And because of Morgan, who I owe so much to, I left my successful career as a theatre stage manager, and I've been working professionally as an animal communicator since 2005. I feel so honored to be able to do this work, to communicate with animals every day, and I encourage you to join me. It's created a life I love, and it brings me so much satisfaction to know that being in service is how I can make a difference to the world. So, beautiful human beings, please join me now in an opening ceremony, which we're going to do because today is the very first live. We won't do this every week, not in the same way, but we're going to do it today. So I'm going to light this candle that I have here. If you have a candle, feel free to light it and join me. This is a lotus flower candle holder in a color that I really resonate with. And I invite you all now to close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in and release and let it go. Breathe in again and exhale it out. Breathe in again. Pause. And on this exhale, be audible when you let it go. And exhale. Ah. And again. Ah. Keep breathing to your own pace. Relaxing, slowing down your breath. I invite you to place your hand over your heart center. I like to use my left hand just because it's closer to the heart. It feels good to me. And now breathe down into your heart space, using your intention. Imagine that you're breathing into your heart and out of your heart. And as you breathe in, see the color gold coming into your heart space. And then an even greater amount of gold light beaming out from your heart space. Breathing in gold. Breathing out gold. And if you have your left hand over your heart space, I invite you to hold your right hand with your palm up as an invitation to receive. This beautiful healing gold light. And as you're breathing in and out of your heart space, you might feel it expanding and the light beaming out in all directions, not just the front. And as you continue to breathe, take your awareness down to your feet and the soles of your feet on the ground in connection with Mother Earth. The energy through the soles of your feet are reaching down, down into the earth. And the earth is coming up to meet you, to support you. And now invite those animals you love to join you now in circle, in our circle together, as we open our hearts to those we love close to us, and any other animal or species of the animal kingdom to come now and join us in circle, to be with us, to support our sharing together. And your animals may come physically to you, or you might feel their presence energetically. With your eyes closed, you might see them come in front of you. And other animals of the animal kingdom. I can see the rhino has come. And the giraffe is here. And so is the rat. And a beautiful, bright little yellow bird, I'm not sure. It's not a canary, something else. And if you feel yourself wandering, come back to your heart with an open invitation to your animals and the animals of the animal kingdom to come closer now, to join us, to be here. And the vulture has just come and is sitting on a branch. Now be aware of how your energy has changed, how your awareness has changed. Bringing your right palm to your left palm and breathing in and breathing out. And gently opening your eyes. Before we get to your questions, the animals wish to speak to you first. Crocodile is here. Why surprise? Why fear? I am with you and among you all of the time. Not only when you see me with your eyes. I have wisdom far greater than your own, and I am here to support this endeavor, to bring our species closer together in deeper understanding, so that you may change and learn to live with love alongside us, where we learn to live alongside each other in a greater harmony, in a greater peace. It is possible. I know it to be. I know it to be. An elephant would also like to communicate with you. Dearest hearts, beloved children of mine, relax and be free in your hearts. Allow your hands to gracefully touch the grass, to feel the wind on your cheek, the sun on your skin, to feel truly alive with nature, with us. You are loved as we love our family. Whenever you need us, come to us, talk to us, share with us. We are open to your beautiful hearts because you are our family too. You truly are. And family matters. Thank you for this graceful circle of gold light and this coming together for all of nature. Thank you. Crocodile and elephant are with us, communicating for you. So, beautiful beings, let's talk about your questions, and I will do my best to answer them. Okay, I know that we had some sent in, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make it a very general, open Animal Thoughts Live, just because there are so many questions. And then next week, what I'd like to focus on, what I feel really called to focus on, is animals in rescue, rescued animals, because that is just a huge part of my heart. All of the animals that I live with, have ever lived with, have been animals that have been cast out, abandoned, neglected, for whatever reason, given up. And they are the most glorious companions, and I can't speak highly enough of them. So that is the theme that we will talk about next week. I know that some of you have written in about that, and I will hold on to your questions as well. Other subjects we will talk about on other weeks are palliative care, end of life, transition, animals living their life in their afterlife. We'll also talk about behavioural concerns, animal communication blocks and barriers, and tools and tips on how to overcome them, and so many things. I'm going to be guided by, obviously, what the animals wish me to share with you, but also what you wish to hear. So if you write in the comments what subject you would like me to address in these 26 lives, then I will add those to the schedule. Okay. Bear with me. I'm just reading a few. Okay. I'm going to start with this one. It is sort of connected to next week, but I'm gonna add it in right now. And this is in Facebook, but I will get to Instagram too. Do not worry. Christine has asked. She said, "I'm a volunteer walking dogs at a local animal shelter. I definitely connect with some of the dogs quite strongly, and I share my love for them for as long as they are with us. And some of those have come through challenging backgrounds, some horrific. So I'd like suggestions for making the most of my connection to them and my relationship with them in the time that we have together and beyond." Okay, so Christine, I hope that you are here. Put a little yes in the comments so that I know that you're here, from Colorado. But for any of you that that work in an animal shelter, that volunteer in an animal shelter, what I think is really the most important is to recognize the frequencies of energy, the things that I love, the vibrations. Okay. Hey, Christine, lovely. Great that you're here. So Dr. R. Hawkins, he's got this scale of emotions, which is really, really important. And I just, if everyone that visits an animal shelter or animal rescue knew this information, it would change the lives of animals in those shelters and rescues so much. This is what you need to know if you're going into an animal shelter or if you are volunteering or working in one. That when the animals are in that care, yes, some of them have often had really difficult, challenging experiences. Some of them horrific, like Christine said. Some of them have got PTSD, like my dog Grace from Romania. And when you're going in, it's very easy to see an animal, a dog, a cat, in a shelter and go, "Oh, it's terrible, and they look so sad. I can't adopt all of them," though you might be that person that just goes in and adopts all of them, or the oldest, or the sickest, or the one that's been there the longest, and thank you for doing that. This animal is already in a really low frequency of emotion, okay? They could be feeling guilt, 30 hertz. They could be feeling grief, 75 hertz. They could be feeling anger, 150. They might not understand at all what they have done wrong, and then most of them are feeling that. They could be feeling shame, which is 20 hertz. It's so, so low. If we go into that space and we bring the energy of sadness low, or feeling sorry for them low, what does that do? It just adds that low, depressing frequency to their energy field. It doesn't lift them up. What they need us to do is they need us to lift them up. So instead, I encourage you to go into these animals and you say to them, you are beautiful. You are so gorgeous. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And you can say to them, it might take longer, but that's because you're special and a special person is coming for you, or special people or a special family is coming for you. And sometimes those people, they take longer to find you. But just because the animals around you are being adopted, that doesn't mean anything, because you are special and you are loved and your special person is coming for you. And you go in with love, 500 hertz, okay? You go in with joy, 540 hertz, and you help lift them up. And you flood them with this positive high emotion. And you vision it as much as you can. And if you are communicating, and if you are feeling confident communicating, you ask this animal, what kind of family would you like? What kind of home life would you like? I did this when I was holding workshops in Sheffield Animal Rescue Home. And we asked one of the cats, what kind of family would you like? What is important to you? What don't you want? So we had a complete clear picture of what this cat wanted. And then what happened with this clarity, in came the exact person literally that day that met everything, that ticked every box that that cat wanted. And that cat was adopted there and then. So if you are communicating, ask them what they would like. And then you vision that as best as you can on behalf of that animal. And then you surrender it and you trust it and you allow the energy to find each other, because it will. And you just have to trust. A huge part of animal communication is trusting. So, Kristin, that's what you can do. And when these animals, when they are adopted, when they have their new family, that is your job done. Then you just surrender it all to this new relationship. And then you let them have their relationship and their growth and their development together. You can think about these animals. You can send them love. But there is no need now for you to do anything else than you've already done. You have done the bit that counts. Now they have set up, they have their new family, their new love, and their new journey. You surrender it, because the other thing is, I find, and you know this, loads more animals are coming in and they are going to need you. They're going to need you so much. So once those animals get adopted, let them go. Let them go and prepare yourself for the new ones coming in. Christine, I hope that helps, and I hope it helps other people too. Okay. I'm going to come to Annie in Ecuador. Oh my God, with so many questions. Thank you everybody for your questions. It's so beautiful. And I'm going to answer as many as I can. So I've just made a decision. I will do this for 1 hour today. I don't know if it'll always be an hour. I'm feeling my way with this, but we'll do this for 1 hour today, just to let you know where we're at. So Annie wrote in, she had a question about bringing in a new animal into the family and friendships between animals, okay? So Annie, if you're here, please say hi in the chat on Instagram. Put me a comment. So Annie says, I have a question about my cat Soma. She was the first, and after 6 months or so, I adopted another kitten called Mizu. And there was a lot of jealousy and resentment for the first month or so. Now, several months later, mostly they get along fine, but sometimes they sleep together and they groom each other. Great. But all too regularly, Soma will chase and attack the little one and throw her down, push her down. I think this means it often happens under my bed when I'm in the kitchen preparing their food. I always shout, Soma, stop, to no avail. A few times I've given her a good talking to eye as the alpha feline around here. Oh, Annie. It works for a few days, but then she starts again like tonight. Okay, I'm a Brit living in Ecuador. Besides the cats, I have a dog and 4 chickens. Okay. Annie, where to start with you, my darling? Well, the first thing is we never shout at cats. We don't. We don't shout at animals. It's not going to get us anywhere, particularly not cats. It's just going to get their back up. And alpha female, alpha feline, no. You're not the alpha feline. You're a human being living the honor that is to live in a house with other cats. So let's just readdress the balance here and come from a different energy. I know you might be laughing, but honestly, I have been trained by the best. and I know something about cats. So I thought what would be fun actually is to let Texas answer this concern that you have, okay? I'm trying to get that so that it doesn't shine. That's kind of the best. So Texas, I think the question is, how does Annie resolve the conflict between Soma and her new cat Mizu? Just going to put this down for a minute. Annie, dearest, your heart is beautiful, you have a kind intention, but you are slightly off the line of understanding. These are individual beings who have their own lives and their own agendas and their own wants and desires and dislikes. Because you, my dear heart, chose to bring a second feline into your home does not mean that that second feline or the first feline wanted to cohabit together. Did you ask them, dear heart? Did you ask them what they wanted? So now you have a scenario where you have 2 cats, 1 home, 1 big, large heart. He could talk about introducing slowly practical things. I'm sure you know some. There are so many. I'm coming from a completely different direction. I'm coming from that of cat. And my advice to you is to relax. Relax. Don't be so tense in your own energy field. Don't contribute to conflict by heightening the energy into angst and opposite equations. Instead, I want you to bring from your heart this feeling of togetherness, of individuals learning about each other and learning to cohabit together. All of you are learning this. And if you find that there is a particular point in the day when your beautiful feline goddesses are struggling to find that balance with one another, then you have an invitation to change that dynamic, to create a slightly different scenario so that they find a bit more peace at that moment. So if food is the moment, think about a way to bring peace into that scenario. I know because you have this big heart and I can feel it, that you can make this family togetherness work in harmony. And I wish you the best with this and your beautiful feline teachers. I honor them and I honor you. Thank you, Texas. So some of you might be here going, oh my goodness, what is she doing? Because it's so, I forget, it's so natural for me just to start listening to Texas, to start listening to a crocodile or an elephant and just relay their communication. Then I forget for some people that's not how they live their everyday life. So just let's go back to the basics just briefly. I don't like hanging out in the basics, but I will every now and again just for you. My pathway, okay, the route where it's easier for me to receive energy from another species, an animal, is through what we call thought forms. So hearing the words inside my mind. That could be how you would receive communication from your beloved animals, or it could be that it's not your strength. Your strength could be pictures, like those pictures that we see when we're dreaming. It could be in like video clips that you get. If videos is your thing, put that in the comments. Video, if thought forms, words are your thing, if you have that awareness already, put words in the comments. Let's see where you're at. The other thing is the emotions. So some of you may be very emotionally aware. You might work in a field that is emotional. So for example, you're a carer, you're a good listener, or you're happy talking about your emotions. That could be how you receive communication. So put emotion in the comments. Jill said words, Catherine said words. Raquel's got video words, quick pictures. Claire Hawkins has got trust. Yes. Chantel said words that come out that I've not actually thought before speaking them. Brilliant, Chantel. Andrea says emotions. Charlie says, I just feel emotions, but I feel frustrated that I can't receive details. Okay, I'm definitely going to be addressing this as we progress each week. Sharma says pictures. Nikki says words, pictures, and emotions depending on the animal. It changes, so this is good to know. Lorraine says words, pictures, feelings. There's also the gut knowing, right? Where we just know. We can't even explain how we know, but we just know. Gut knowing. Put gut into the comments if it's gut knowing for you. What have I missed, Grace? I've done emotions, sensations. Thank you, darling. Physical sensations. Sometimes we're asking animal, how do you feel? And our own physical body starts to ache in different areas. Or we get drawn to an area of their body as they are expressing something that's out of balance for them physically. So if that's you, write physical in the chat. There's quite a few guts as well. Gut knowing, hope. Animal call, smell. Thank you. Smell and taste. Grace is looking at me like, well, obviously, I mean, goes without saying. She's a dog. Beautiful. So we all communicate in different ways, and I always say play to your strengths. So if your strength is the emotions, start there, and then others will start coming in. And I'll also do some work with you over the next few weeks about how you can strengthen those different pathways so that that additional information, those impressions, can start reaching you just to fill out the communication that you want with your animals or any animal. Okay, where are we? 15 minutes. Let's jump to 1 second. Oh, somebody in Instagram said, I've been dreaming a lot about crocodiles lately. Megaldeer, I probably said that wrong, I'm so sorry. As a matter of fact, I saw a small one on the road 2 weeks ago going home from work. Yes. So they're in your energetic field too. They're here for a reason. You know, they are so ancient. They go back to dinosaurs. We would be really wise to listen to crocodiles. Of course, we have the question, I know animals communicate with us, but how do we actively listen? In what ways do they communicate? Visualizations, feelings, our inner thoughts? I don't seem to receive any. Okay. Just on that note, I was going to say it at the end, but I'll say it now because it ties in. That I understand that some people, and this could be you, struggle with the heart root. Texas says, with the heart root. Grace is looking right at me now. With the open heart, they both want to say the same thing, struggling with the open heart presence that we need in order to have this exchange with another being, an animal. And because I know that there is this struggle, I have created a completely free 14-day challenge for you, which if you haven't taken this yet, I encourage you to grab it. And one of my dear members of my team will probably put the link in the comments in the chat for you so that you can just click on that and sign up for it. And what it is it's asking you to take 5 small, easy steps each day for 14 days, and to do it consistently, because at the end of that 14 days, I know, because people tell me, they write in and they tell me that you will be feeling different. There was one woman that said on day 4, everything clicked and she started listening and hearing the animals. So it's completely free. They're really simple, time-friendly steps that I'm asking you to take for 14 days. The 14-day animal communication challenge. And if the link doesn't go into comments in some way you can see it, yeah, I'll certainly do that at the end. But I think lovely team Animal Thoughts will be on it. Yeah, Gemma, thank you, my darling. All right. Thank you, Michelle Henning, for your beautiful, kind comment. I wanted to help Antoinetta, who, and this might help a number of you, and it's about palliative care, and it's for a cat again. Oh, maybe I'll jump to the horse. Well, I have to do both now because I've mentioned it. Sorry. I'll then come to a horse, okay? Antoinetta wrote in and said, thank you so much for the opportunity to share your wisdom and heart with all of us once again. I've got a question, a situation that maybe you could talk about. My senior female cat, Malkas, who is 14 years old, has been diagnosed with a malignant tumor in her mouth and has started chemotherapy treatment. The vet has informed me that this type of tumor is aggressive and that she may not have much time left. Despite that, she still has an appetite only for moist food, and she's able to take care of her hygiene. And I have a feeling that she still wants to be here. And this is crucial. You've got this intuitive feeling she still wants to be here. However, I understand that she will naturally cross over soon or may need to be euthanized. So any words of advice for this type of situation, I would greatly appreciate it, as I trust that your guidance will help me to do my best for Malchus during this process. Honestly, palliative care is something so dear to my heart. I really feel for you, Antoinetta. I send so much love to you and to Malchus. Morgan and I wrote an entire book about how to support animals at the end of their life. If you don't know of it, it's this one. Maybe the team can put the link in the comments as well. The Animal Communicator's Guide Through Life, Loss and Love. It's all about, it's from the human guardians and the animal's point of view of heading to end of life, illness, palliative care, the animal's wishes for transitioning, whether that's euthanasia, whether that is without euthanasia, natural death, what it means to transition, what they experience, and then, of course, what they experience on the other side. So if any of you have an animal that is getting older or unwell, that you need this extra support, then please consider getting this book. It's in a number of different languages too, and it's an ebook as well. It was written when Morgan was reaching the end of his life, and I was struggling, and I was initially, what's the word, Morgan? Adding to the drama. That's what he said. I was initially adding to the drama, and then Morgan put me right and showed me what he needed. And he got me to start writing about what we were both experiencing from my point of view and his point of view. And then after he transitioned, I went away because it was just too hard to be in the house without him, because if you've gone through animal loss, and I'm sure most of you have who are here, you know there's this incredible empty vacuum, and it's so painful to be in that, to remain in that. And I left. And then he came to me in his spirit form, and he said, sit down. And in 30 minutes, he communicated with me what he wanted me to do, which was to write this book. And he gave me all the different chapters and how it's going to be structured. I honestly believe it is going to be really supportive to you in this period of palliative care. So Antoinetta, oh, please, please, please communicate with Malchus. Please ask her what she wants. This is the most important thing. We can so easily presume what they want, and we can so easily get influenced by very well-meaning outer influences, friends, family. Even vets sometimes will be saying things that isn't necessarily what the animal wants. And I say this from experience, where I had a client who had a vet who was rushing to put their cat to sleep and asked me to communicate with their cat. And she was like, no, I'm not ready, not yet. And this cat was able to live on for another full year, another year after the vet said, no, she needs to transition now. You know, we're all human, and sometimes we make mistakes. Vets can sometimes misread a situation, as we sometimes get things wrong too. You know, there's no judgment, there's no blame. But if you can communicate with an animal, you can ask them what it is they want. So it sounds to me like Malchus, who is not that senior at 14, she's in the menopause, okay? Give her a break. You know what I'm saying, ladies. the fact that she's eating, that she's looking after her hygiene, and that you feel she still wants to be here, that means everything. So for practically, what you can do is you can make things easier for her physically. And this is what Morgan talked a lot about, actually. You know, if she's slipping and sliding around, or any animal that's slipping and sliding, put down rugs, you know, put down mats, get some secondhand mats, go to IKEA, get some mats, borrow them from your friends, throw down mats, make things accessible by having different heights, or move things so that they're lower down to make it easier for an animal to rest. And find spaces where they can rest and find that peace, especially cats, because they're very good at regenerating. And if they astral travel, oh, some of you might suddenly go, what is she talking about now? Bear with me. If their text, if their purest essence of themselves wishes to leave their body for a moment and just experience life without the discomfort of the physical form, they might just head off. A bit like when we're dreaming, okay? What was I saying, Tex? I suddenly went off. I went astral traveling with you then. Yeah, so find somewhere really comfortable for them to be able to relax. This is key. I'm suddenly aware of the time. I'm just going to move on quickly, Antoinetta. I'm sorry. I hope that does help you and everyone else listening. I want to get to Sarah Cross. Darling Sarah, if you're here, please say hi in the chat. Let me know that you're here and you're listening. So Sarah's got an older mare and she wants her to live her best life. And so she says, I have some questions regarding my beautiful aging mare called Pistache. She's 27. She's losing muscle, and so I am concerned not to overwork her. I do a variety of things with her, which do not all include riding. Sarah, beautiful, you're here. And thank you for saying about the 14-day challenge and that it's brilliant. I'm so glad you took that. So what you've done so far, Sarah, is you stopped jumping. You just do low crossbars. Good. Because you're worried about her getting an injury, but also you're worried about yourself getting an injury because you're 64. You're still young. You're not old. No, won't have it. You just want her to live her best life. So you would like to know, does she mind still being ridden? Would she prefer more or less? What is her favorite thing that we can do together? Okay. And you don't jump her at all now. Okay. Not even the low crossbars. That's changed since you messaged me yesterday. Not at all now. All right. So Sarah, I invite us to communicate together, and we're going to have to do it super quick. Place your hands over your heart, Sarah, and everyone else that wants to practice their communication with this beautiful horse called Pistache, this beautiful mare, holding the intention that you wish to communicate with her. Pistache, I wish to communicate with you. I send you so much love from my heart. I'm here on behalf of your wonderful guardian, Sarah, who just wants the best for you and for you to live your best life. And if you would like to come into this space and be part of this communication, you're invited to do so. If this is too much and you prefer not to, so publicly, that is okay too. Please decide. Would you like to come with us? She's stepping forward. I see her stepping forward. Thank you, Pistache. So my question, and those people wishing to practice communicating with animals, and if you are open to this, please also communicate with them. Do you mind still being ridden? Do you mind still, Sarah, with you on your back? And what I'm feeling is so much pleasure and just pleasure and joy of this communion together, Sarah. This is bringing her pleasure at the moment, and she does not want it to stop. This is what I'm feeling, everyone, and I hope you're feeling this too. Would she prefer? Would you prefer pistache more or less? She's saying to you, feel it with your heart, Sarah. I have good days, I have bad days. You know, trust yourself, trust your intuition. Feel me. Let us continue. It's such a pleasure to be in this deep communion with you, in this energy field of love, when we are so together. Trust your intuition and what I'm communicating. Just feel it. You know, you know, you know. And what is her favorite thing that we do together? Well, what she's showing me is neighing and bound and just jumping and happy and joyful and like she's 5 or something, you know, like she's not feeling her age at all. That's what she wants to communicate with you. Just this pure joy of being alive and present and with you. With you. This is what I feel. Thank you, Pistache. I'm sending you so much love, wrapping you in a beautiful ball of pink energy, beautiful pink love. Letting go now, surrendering this connection, and invite everyone else to let go and surrender this connection with Pistache. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, dear ones, I've been here with you for an hour. Thank you for everyone that's been here from the start through to the end. If you joined us in the middle or thereabouts, thank you for coming. We will be here again in 1 week. This is going to be weekly on a Monday, 6 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. PT, 1 p.m. ET, until the clocks change, and then God knows, except when I'm in Australia. But next week we will still be on this timeline. So please do come and join me next time. Bring your questions, get ready to put them in the comments. And next week we will be looking at rescued animals, animal shelters, how to support animals that we have adopted, helping them through PTSD, whatever it is that comes up around this subject. I'm sure many of you have adopted animals. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So please do come with your questions, any concerns that you have, in any way that I can help you and be of service to you and the animal kingdom. I would like to just bring our session to a close. Breathing in, breathing out. With much love to all the animals who came and joined us in Sacred Circle, to all the human beings here, live, who viewed this at another time. Much love to you, so much gratitude and thanks and thanks and thanks. To my Animal Thoughts team, to Grace, to Morgan, to Texas, of course, to Frankie still in bed, to your heart, from my heart, so much love is coming to you. Thank you so much, everyone. Until the next time, much love.